So welcome you to my Power Wagon, my 100th Power Wagon. No, I'm just kidding. But would be my parts Power Wagon. Basically, it was all spare parts from over the years, and this is what I ended up creating out of it. It's got G-made R1 axles, portals. Transmission's out of a G-made, sawback or R1. It's the same transmission. In the back, let's pull forward here a little bit. If we can not do it well, not crash. I think even the wheels are R1 wheels. Pretty sure they are. I think they were actually the ones that were supposed to be able to inflate. And in the back, as you can see, we got a sway bar. That's for an axial bomber, I believe. So this is just all parts. The frame is, what is that called? Carbon fiber. And then these are, the side down here on the bottom is just styrene with carbon fiber tape on it. And this one we call the Elephant. So let's get this out on the trail and see how, or on the course and see how it does. Why would you put all that together? So basically, we had a crawling class, and they just did two classes. They did class 1 and class 2. And your class 1 rigs was anything with a 4.20 tire and smaller. And your class 2 was anything. So this was my answer to their class 2. This went up against race and stuff, and he did all right. At the time, its biggest limitation was me, and I'm gonna go ahead and say it. It didn't have a Hobbywing Fusion. That really helped this thing out when I got that. But the point of this truck was to prove that you can still have a big body on it and giant tires and still have a good performing rig. And even with all that, it doesn't really carry any weight in the front tires. This truck's pretty light. So just like the sawback, the gearing on this thing is just right. Even with these big tires, don't really have any problems with the stock gearing setup that's in this truck. And honestly, I wanted a big monster truck that could crawl. Well, I guess it's not a huge monster truck. It's a pretty good sized truck for crawling with. Future plans with this truck will probably be get a dig kit on it. So Axial is about the only one that has a dig kit that I know of that will work for what I'm going to do here with it. So that will be future modification to this truck. And something else I should probably do to this truck before it's too late. So I should probably try to find all the stuff to put metal or aluminum on the axles. But that's just been kind of a thing I've been wanting to do for a while. I just need to pull the trigger before the parts are gone, because I don't know if they're making the R1 anymore. And as you can see, the turning radius on this thing is horrible. So a dig or a rear steer is definitely something it needs in its future. But it's making it. So a little backup, a couple backups on that. But it does all right. And I don't mind showing some things I've done to this truck that made it a better crawler for me, and maybe it'll help you on your crawler, whether it's a parts truck like this one or just something you created. Let's check out the underneath side of it. So kind of show you what helps this truck so much is that this drop down right here and then you can see that's where the motor and the transmission is all right down here. So in the end, even the driveline angles and everything are very good. Now the downside to it is I do have this big flat skid plate here. So maybe when I go and rework it, because I'll be putting a different plate down here for the axial transmission, maybe I can get these links longer to where they're almost touching, and then get my transmission probably right where it's at. So probably this rear link would come forward, and then that would help with the clearance. So as you can see, it does plenty of scraping, but it does fine. Another thing I do with this truck is my rear shocks. I've got them threaded to the max. So the rear suspension is stiff, plus a sway bar. Basically, when you start climbing, then all that weight goes to the back. It doesn't squat the back all the way down. And then after it does that, usually it'll torque twist one way or the other. That eliminates all that, really helps it out on hill climbs. So I brought it over here for this climb to show you how stable it all is. It's a pretty steep climb. I don't know what degree it is, but we'll just let the Hobbywing do its thing. As you can see, it still torque twists a little bit, but the sway bar is helping manage that with the shocks being as tight as they can get. And with that setup right there, allows this truck to be as tall as it is and still climb. But here will probably be its downfall with that big skid plate that I created underneath it. Nope, cleared it. So as you've seen, I have one truck that can do it right now. I think only one. Right there, you're at, I think it was like 43 degrees. Where the front tires are, that is a 60 degree up. Come on, hook up. There we go. You know, there it goes. So there's 60 degrees. Now the blue Power Wagon had a hard time dragging the rear tires over this, and this one is doing the same. It's kind of a big lip to be trying to come up. So we'll try to slow up, try to bump it. Oh, there we go. So now you've seen the smallest tire truck I have go up that, full body, and the biggest tire truck that's full body that I have go up that. So it's kind of fun to show up with at a crawl with this truck for a class 3 rig now, since the tires are so big. Because a lot of people are going to be like, no, but it's got it where it counts. So, pretty good rock crawler. And speaking of rocks, that's where I'm going. Make sure you subscribe, like, and leave me a comment. Thanks for watching.